I am the other Rambo. Hello everybody, welcome back to Battle Angel Gully. I'm here with the other Rambo. At least that's what he looks like, except he jumps around a lot more than Rambo. Now we're still controlling Foggia here in the game, and if you've been following along, I think this is pretty much the only chapter where we get to use him as a playable character, which is still pretty cool, but yep, I think we're switching back to our lovely Gully pretty quick here. As soon as we fight the end. Oh, that was like kind of a cool effect. The sun sort of shone all of a sudden in the sand. Aha! There's our Gully still kind of stunned, and there's Knucklehead. So remember from the last one, the caravan was burning. Apparently Knucklehead just wants to take Gully and turn her in for the reward or whatever, or something like that. Or just mess around with her. I guess he just wants to kill her. And after much talking, we're gonna beat Knucklehead up again. Man, Foggy is tough. He's like way better against androids than anybody else. Or cyborgs. Boy, he didn't even barely hurt me there. I guess that's why he's called Knucklehead. We're playing that harmonica tune for Gully. The one that she was playing, and before Foggia was having trouble playing on the harmonica, if you remember previously. Oh, you're awake. What do you think of my harmonica playing skills? Pretty good, huh? As soon as my, natural affinity for it came back. So Gully says, I thought that you had died, when all that rubble fell on you when that building was crushed. Maybe I'm seeing a dream or something right now? What are you saying? Look at me. I'm in tip-top shape right now. So he's trying to show Gully that she's not dreaming. And that he's there. And she's happy about that, of course. She laughs, and then Foggy laughs. Ho, 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 ho. And then she does the girly beat-em-up thing. It's like, you were alive, you fool. Ouch. Yeah, that would probably hurt if a cyborg was punching you. But that just shows how happy Gully is to actually see him. Somebody in her life that doesn't die or disappear or something terrible happen to. So that she got her poor nickname of the Angel of Death. Oh, we get a nice little hug here from Gully too. So I just saved my game, and we started here at some new area. Foggy is going to head off. Farm 22. Alright, so we are back in control of Gully, it looks like. So that whole chapter was with Foggia for a bit. It's kind of cool. But definitely glad to be using Gully again here. I've never seen your face before. Let me just go ahead and ask these guys, the NPCs around, some information. But yeah, I've realized now that this game is actually pretty long, a lot longer than I originally thought. And it's almost like playing a digital comic, there's a little bit of fighting in between, but there's a lot of dialogue. I know I said that before. A lot of people have also said that. But hopefully you'll stick with me. And I know it can be a little boring because the story is just dragging on. And I'm summarizing, a lot of the story, skipping a lot of the dialogue just because, if I didn't, we would just be sitting here all day long. And there's a lot of details. I know there's some people watching these videos that are probably gurus of the Gunnm Battle Angel story and the lore and everything, but the lore and a lot of the story is incredibly complicated, way over my head, since I never finished the manga. So I apologize if I miss some small detail or make a small mistake. I'm just doing sort of the basic translation as I read through the dialogue, and then summarizing what some of the conversations were about. Because if not, we would easily have a 30-minute episode of just these conversation boxes. So, talking to Dekiman there, and I'm going to go ahead real quick and look at the new enemy list. See if there's anything interesting for our the new battles we're going to be fighting. Moss Man. That doesn't look like a Moss Man. Looks more like a Batman. Tokage Otoko. Great. It's a Lizard Man. Kair Otoko. And a Frog Man. It's like, why are there lizard and frog robots? Okay, there's a ninja. Ninja Ichigo. Ninja number 1. Ninja number 2. And ninja number 3. They all look the same, they just have some different weapons. Let's go. Whoa! We've got a samurai cyborg here. That guy looks like he's just chilling. Wow, there's a lot of enemies. Oh, Den. Electricity. Wow, he's got quite the bounty on his head. So that must be the boss since there's no data. Aha! There's Basalt. Basald. Remember, he worked for Nova, so he's on the wanted list. Irai, she's also on the wanted list. That was Nova's lover. And Nova himself is on the wanted list. Wow. He's worth $1 million. Okay, so first things first. Remember, we lost contact a few episodes ago when Gully crashed the Jeep. And she's out of contact with Bigot. Although she sort of told him off in the last conversation. At least that's what I gleaned from it. But apparently we're trying to make contact again with the tuned group, of warriors, and get some information from Bigot, find out what's going on. And maybe he has some leads for us to find Nova or Ido Sensei, which Gully is still looking for. If you remember, we don't know where Ido is, and we're still tracking down Nova to get some revenge. Nova. Everybody knows that Nova is bad. You just hear the word Nova, and you know it's bad. There's a company here in Japan, Nova, they do Eikaiwa conversation schools. And, they went bankrupt a few years ago and never paid their teachers. I guess it's more than a few years ago. But, we know that Nova is bad. And then, of course, if you've watched Short Circuit, you also know that Nova is very bad. So we have this giant... remember, these farms are also connected to Zalim. So, we have this hotline to Zalim, and there's some girl answering. That's kind of weird. Shouldn't it be Bigot that's there? Kochiro wa G1. So, Gully's saying, this is G1. Is Bigot Taisa there? General Bigot? Gully's wondering who she's talking to, because usually there isn't a lady on the end of the line. You know, some time has passed. I'm not sure how much time has passed since we lost contact. So I guess Bigot went and took a long dump or something. But we've got a girl. Hajimemashite, Rue Collins. So we've got Rue-chan, Rue Collins. And she's got the kind of dot in her forehead showing that she's obviously a member, or not a member, but a citizen of Zalem, I guess. She was giving all her information there in introduction, like, my blood type is blah, blah, blah. So there was a long conversation there, and I guess Rue is going to be our new operator for a little while. I'm not sure what Bigot is up to. Maybe he's busy. Rue seems a little ditzy here. So Gully's a little upset, but then Gully says, and kore kara yoroshiku ne, Rue. Nice to meet you, Rue. Please do a good job for me. There was a long conversation there I cut out, sorry, but Rue seems to be somewhat of a fan of Gully and maybe been watching her as well at the same time, but now Rue is going to be kind of assisting us for a bit as we search for Nova. Oh, and of course, a ninja ambush. What is this, like a Naruto game now? Barjack is trying to take Farm 22. Remember, Barjack is sort of the anti-factory and anti-Nova organization. And of course, the farm provides food for Zalem, so the Barjack's trying to take over all the farm. Wow, a lot of guys on me. Get off me. Gully's controls are a little different now. I have the Damascus blade, but it's, oh yeah, these plasma attacks are so powerful. The Damascus blade is stuck on a pole or something, so it looks like I've got this, stop jumping, dang it. I'm trying to talk here, ninja boy. You know, it looks like a spear almost, but it's really the Damascus blade, and it's kind of on an extendable pole thing. That's kind of cool. It folds up when she puts it away on her back. But actually my combos are changed a little bit, so I'm going to have to relearn some of the attacks here because, yeah, the fighting is a little different than when she's got just the straight up dagger. Oh, great. That laugh. I would know that laugh anywhere. Nova. It's been 10 years, 8 months, and 16 days. Hasn't it, Gully-kun? So if you remember, it's been 10 years. We had the 10-year gap when Gully was at Nova's house and he promised to bring Ido back. Destinova. So it's a real-time hologram projecting from probably one of his ninja assassins. Apparently the ninjas are working for Nova. I definitely don't recommend working for Nova. Oh, hey. We get upgrades from heaven, pretty much. That's how Zalem delivers stuff to the ground, I guess. With this Tombo-looking machine. So Rue is delivering something. Oh, hey, sweet. We are getting us a sweet bike. I think this bike was actually in the movie. If you remember, there was a scene where Yugo was riding the bike with Gully around, but this is the first time to see it in the game. So now we can travel around the desert areas a bit better. Rue is asking, well, what do you think? Gully's like, hehe, kini hairita. She's very interested in it. She likes it. So we're looking for some caravan or something. Something out in the desert that broadcasts a sort of anti-Zalim radio station or something like that. Okay, so here we are at the map. You can see Zalim over there. And then all the connected factories. Although these way out here, these are called farms. There's Farm 22, Farm 21, Farm 20. All these farms out here to provide food. I'm guessing to the west there on the map is maybe, or to the east I mean, it's maybe where Scrap Iron City used to be, or its kind of remains. Wow, I got beat up quite a bit from those ninjas. I just went back to Farm 22 here real quick because I never actually looked around. I want to make sure I got everything here, as that whole sequence of events just sort of took over. I never went to the right over here. Just wanted to see if there was anything over there. This place is kind of interesting. It's like a little oasis area in the desert where they're growing food. Kind of interesting pop-up style background, all those houses in the background. But they're all like sort of flat. So it's just like a pop-up book. Still pretty good for PS1 and a game that probably didn't have a very big budget. I mean, I'm just assuming. I don't know how much fan hype there was for this. Okay, I guess we're going to go to the new area. Those other two areas on the map were like the caravan, where we were at the beginning of the episode with Foggia, and also that broken down city. So I'm going to go to the new area here. And as soon as I enter, you guys barjack? More barjack terrorists? Aniki, why is it that we always have these stupid brothers, or they call each other brothers? Maybe it's because they're both barjack members? Rue's kind of upset they're insulting the bike. And she's talking through it, by the way, but so it kind of seems like the bike is actually talking, like it's alive or it has a dialogue, but it doesn't. It's just Rue talking through the microphone in it. And she says, Gully, beat these guys up. Alrighty, with pleasure. Or not with pleasure, with plasma. Come on. Down you go, yeah. I'll just throw some projectiles at you. Well, those guys are pretty weak. Gully's thinking, are they really barjack members? They didn't seem to be very tough. Well, let's just keep going ahead and see what we've got. Maybe there'll be a clue to Barjack's location or Barjack's leader. You know, the reason we're looking into Barjack, it's been a while, and once again, the story is complex, and I'm trying to tell the story during these videos, but Nova is apparently part of that, and so that's kind of our link to Nova Trying to find Nova's location. Fuzakenna! We've got a mystery girl here. Oh, that's not a mystery girl. And that dog is with her. That's, what's her name? That's Koyomi-chan, isn't it? Remember, we've had like a 10-year gap. And Koyomi was about 3 years old when we left Scrap Iron City. So she should be about 13 or 14 years old now. And there's Fury. Oisashiburi da na, Fury. The girl's like, hey, how is it that you know my dog's name? Remember, Fury is the only one of the robo-dogs that survived Zapan's attack. So Koyomi-chan daro? Gully says, I know who you are too. You are Koyomi. Why do you know that? Remember, she was 3 years old, so she may not have remembered everything about Gully. A 3-year-old's memory isn't super great. So Gully is explaining, 10 years ago you may not have remembered me from Scrap Iron City. She saved Shumira and everything. And you were just a little girl then, so you may not remember me. So Koyomi's like, You're the hunter warrior girl, right? And you were the one playing motor ball, going for the grand champion. That was the Gully, right? Wow, Koyomi's got a pretty good memory. And of course she seems to dress up as the teenager. Yeah, it's those teenage years, the terrible teens. So Koyomi is out here looking for Radio Chaos, which is this, she's a big fan, and explaining it here to Gully. It's a radio broadcast, sort of a pirate broadcast that broadcasts hope and stuff to all the people on the land. A lot of anti-Zalim stuff. So it's run by Chaos-sama. And he's got like a traveling caravan radio station, and he roams around, plays music, and messages of hope, I guess, for all the people. Another affiliate of Bar Jack, probably. So she's been hitchhiking out here to meet Chaos from Chaos Radio. So that's kind of what's going on here in the conversation. And Gully sounds interested. She wants to meet this Chaos guy. You'd think that anybody called Chaos would be a bad guy. Isn't that like a Final Fantasy extra boss or something? Rue is complaining. It's like the Robo-Dog is riding the... That's so funny. Robo-Dog is riding the scooter there on the back. Okay, there was really long conversation there. I'm trying to, make these brief. But we arrived here at Radio Chaos out here in the desert, and Koyomi put a little radio down there on the ground. You can see it's pink. And we're actually listening to one of the broadcasts because Radio Chaos is busy right now. He's broadcasting. So we're waiting until he's done so that Koyomi can meet him. I guess he's kind of a celebrity. She's a big fan. And there he is. Boy, he looks creepy. And the girl is his assistant. Welcome to Radio Chaos. Nice to meet you. I am Chaos. Chaos-sama! This guy is Chaos, huh? I love Gully. She has a completely different reaction than everybody else. Rue says, hey, he's pretty handsome. Can Rue actually, see things? And why the heck is that scooter looking? It makes it like it's alive. Maybe there's cameras on it so that Rue up in Zalem, she can see what's going on. So Chaos bent down. You can see in his hand the little pink thing, the little portable radio, whatever Koyomi was using. He picked it up and now he's saying, "You're Koyomi," and he said a bunch of stuff about her. She's from Scrap Iron City, and she's like, "How'd you know that? Are you a mind reader or something?" So he's saying a bunch of stuff about Koyomi-chan here, but it's because he picked up her, her item here, her little radio keitai thing, whatever it is. It's probably a keitai. I mean, this is the future, so. He has the power of psychometry. Psychometry. How do you pronounce that? Psychometry? It's the ability to sense things from objects. So by picking up her object, Koyomi's, object, he can read a bunch of stuff about her, apparently. He suddenly knows about her, so that's a Chaos kind of special ability. He has psychometry. Psychometry? What the heck? Oh, he touched Gully and he fell down, freaked out. Yeah, you don't touch the Angel of Death. Probably he's getting some serious crazy vibes from her. Gully. Yeah, of course he knows her name now. Because of just touching her. Yoko. Wait, what? He's calling her Yoko. Interesting. This girl. Itai. What is it with this girl? Yeah, there's a lot with this girl, man, to be honest. What kind of human are you? What kind of person are you? Remember, Gully is probably way older than the 13 years that have gone through this game. So he's probably surprised, and she could be 100+ years old, whatever was happening in her former life. But I have read that Gully's original name at birth, as a human, was Yoko. So that's her real name. And I did read that somewhere in the manga or something. And of course she was named Gully by Ido when she was first repaired at the beginning of this story. But that's not the full story of Gully, of course. She was originally a normal girl. So here we're asking some information about Den, who's one of the leaders of Barjack, and if Chaos knows anything about it. Here Chaos is saying, "My father, you know him well. Desti Nova. That is the name of my father." Dun dun dun! I had to leave this scene in because, yeah, big revelation. Nova's apparently has a son, and this is Nova's son, Chaos. But he explains, don't get me wrong, my father is evil, and he has no interest in his father. That's why he's doing this radio... Whoa! That's why he's doing this radio chaos. You can see written there on his trailer. So, there was a scene there. I probably cut most of it out, but Den has shown up here in the desert. Man, this whole episode is like mostly talking and dialogue, but yeah, apparently Den is the leader of Barjack, the terrorists. I'm calling him Den. I'm not sure if that's the Onyomi reading or the Kunyomi reading of the kanji, but it's just the kanji for lightning or electricity. And this really isn't Den, himself. This is a giant, mech thing that's, being controlled by Den. As far as I know, the real Den is not actually here. So he's kind of upset. He's like, "You're working with the Angel of Death, and she actually works for Zalem, as a tuned." Chaos is wondering how, he knows all that. That Gully is there and Chaos is working with Gully. And Gully is technically the enemy because, you know, she works for the factory, she works for Zalem. And she's the legendary Angel of Death. Apparently Din is a fan of Chaos, you know, in his radio show, and keeps asking him to join Barjek, the terrorist group, but Chaos is kind of neutral. It's like, I won't give up the girl. You know, I'm working with her and she's under my protection. So Din is upset, so we got a boss fight incoming, probably. Yasmin. So her assistant runs up. Gully is gonna come in here and tell Yasmin to take Chaos and run, get the heck out of here, while we take care of Barjek. I mean, not Barjek, Den. Den, the leader of Barjek. My goodness, there are so many names in this game. It's so confusing. So Chaos and Koyomi-chan and everybody's gonna run away in the trailer. And we're going to have us a boss fight against this giant mecha. So you're looking for Ido Daisuke. Wow, how did he know that? And, you know, he's pretty upset. Like, why are you working for Zalem when, you know, only your really main, your main goal is just looking for Ido Daisuke and taking out Nova. It's like, what in the world is wrong with you working for the factory, Miss Gully, or Yoko? Why does this guy know everything about me? Rue is asking, who is Yoko? And why does everybody keep calling you Yoko? So we got quite the mystery here. I know that's her original name. Why Den knows that name, I do not know. Or why Chaos. I guess because Chaos touched her, so he got all the information that he needed through his psychometry ability. Yoko yo. Or maybe Den met her in a previous life. Who knows? Gully's pretty upset, just saying, my name's Gully. And after some talk, from heaven, we get super ultra laser cannon coming from heaven. It's pretty funny, Zalem just sort of sends down weapons. And we're getting an explanation from Rue here about this weapon. But yeah, you know what? I'm not sure how long this boss fight is going to take. So I'm going to go ahead and take a break here in this video. We get the instructions on the controls. So in the next episode, we're going to be starting off with an epic boss fight against this giant centaur robot. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all in the next episode of Battle Angel Gully. Ja minasan, mata ne.